The OPEC Plus, led by Saudi Arabia, has recently taken a decision to cut down on oil production. United States is angry. Relationship between United States and Saudi Arabia are facing a test. United States has accused Saudi Arabia that it is siding with Russia. Saudi Arabia in turn has said that this is an economical move and not a political one. Voices from Saudi Arabia have largely been defensive about this move, but there are few voices which are pointing out the US hypocrisy. They are saying that the United States has asked Saudi Arabia to delay this decision of production cut by 1 month post the midterm elections. They are accusing United States that they are saying that United States has increased the prices of LNG gas to Europe by 3 to 4 times, whereas Saudi Arabia has, along with the OPEC, has reduced the oil price by 3 to 4%. So they are pointing out this hypocrisy and asking some tough questions. Meanwhile, in United States, voices from both Democrats and Republicans have started to come out asking for revenge. It needs to be seen what steps would Washington take. First step that Washington could consider is the No Oil Producing and Exporting Cartels Act, which is called as NOPEC. It has been introduced 16 times in the last 2 decades, but never been passed. It basically removes the state immunity given to the oil cartel and OPEC, and these companies can be sued under the US antitrust law for anti-competitive practices. This bill has been opposed many times, almost 16 times in the last 20 years, by lobbyists from America, including American Petroleum Institute and their legion. The second step that United States can probably consider taking is to freeze the security support to Saudi Arabia. Already, people like Robert Mendez, who is the Senate Foreign Relations Committee chair, said that all arms sales and security cooperation should be paused. This has been supported by Representative Ro Khanna and Richard Blumenthal as well, and increasingly they are finding supporters within the US administration. The third step that United States can take is to pass the Yemen War Powers Resolution in Congress. Basically what this will do is that United States support to Saudi Arabia in its conflict with Yemen could be removed. Hence, the 3,000 odd troops that are currently present in Saudi Arabia could be withdrawn. In fact, around 2,000 troops are also present in UAE as we speak, and even they could be pulled out. The third step that United States can introduce is to enforce the Leahy laws, which basically would pause the weapons transfer to Saudi Arabia. See, Saudi Arabia has been accused of human rights violation for the last 2 decades, and largely they have been insulated from any kind of impact from US arms sales. One more step that United States could take is to increase investment in alternative energy to reduce dependence on US oil. But that is easier said than done. In fact, all of these steps are very easy to say, but if implemented, they would have long-term repercussions for United States in its geopolitical game. And what would be the implications to the world? Relationship between United States and Saudi Arabia go back to 1951. Since then, Saudi Arabia has been a major arms purchaser of United States. 24% of United States arms are exported to Saudi Arabia. The trade between Saudi Arabia and United States has increased multiple folds over the last few decades. So a lot is in stake in this relationship. Thousands of troops from the US are right now stationed in Saudi Arabia, acting as a security provider with hostile forces like Iran and many other players. It needs to be kept in mind that midterm elections are just around the corners, and politicians are known to make bold statements just before the elections. So all this might well just be a rhetoric. But the general discontent in Washington is clearly visible. So it's not going to be easy for United States to take any tough decision against Saudi Arabia. And Saudi Arabia probably knows this. Joe Biden is under pressure to do something by both his own party members and the Republicans. This is not the first time that the production cut has happened. There have been many instances in the past when oil production has been cut. Why the hue and cry now? Experts point out that this is because of the midterm elections. Until the next macro story, this is D. Girish signing off. Do subscribe the channel and like the video.